Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights in the Cessna Citation Longitude. I finally got it working, all sorted out, and we'll take it on a flight across Central America from Belize City in Belize to Panama City in Panama. So, flight time stays around 2 hours. It should be a rather good one. Weather at the moment is rather clear right now in Belize, but will slowly deteriorate as we get close towards Panama. So right now in Panama it's slightly rainy, but I am keeping a close eye on the forecast, and it should hopefully clear up in a bit when we fly. So we'll see how that goes. It should work without too many problems. See how that goes. I've just checked, I'm not echoing. So yeah, let's jump into the aircraft and let's prepare ourselves for flights today. So Cessna Citation Longitude. It's a big, fast, powerful private jet. Right, let's go set the airplane up. So, head things first, let's jump down to the electrical panel. Let's turn on the battery,
Autopilot.
turn on the generator. That's all active. Bus tie opens and batteries come on. So power is available, so turn that on. AP generator will also turn on, as in a couple of minutes we shall start up the APU. So now jump to the FMS and let's start programming. Actually, no, before we do that, let's turn on our recognition lights. That's basically the nav lights of the BizJet world. We'll also arm the emergency lights. And now we'll jump to the FMS, start programming our flights. So jump over to the flight plan page. Let's add an origin, which today is Mike Zulu Bravo Zulu. There you go, so flying from Belize Philip SIB Galton International. And our arrival should be Mike Papa Mike Golf, which takes us to Panama Marcos Gelabert International. And our waypoints now. So first waypoint will be Go Sox. Following will be Success. Afterwards, we then fly to, if I just scroll down, we fly to Bravo Tango Oscar. And it's going to be that one. Afterwards, we fly to Benas. Insert that. Then we add Oscar Charlie 604. And then finally, we add Simon. So, that's our routing today. If we then accept that. Whoops. No, that's fine. Done. So, that's our flight plan sorted today. Our routing base takes us south of Belize. We fly alongside the coast of the Central America. And then we break from the coast, head towards the northern portion of the Panama Canal. We then fly the entire length of the Panama Canal before coming into land runway 01, which is to the north. So Panama should be quite interesting because there's a small issue in Panama, and that is, well, the FMS. In fact, small issue I think with just the aircraft. But if I go to procedures and departures, you cannot select any information. The arrival into Panama, however, even when looking into the menu, there are no stars and there are no runway ILS frequencies to tune in, so landing at Panama should be quite interesting. There's going to be no guidance whatsoever. It's all going to be manually hand flown, which should be quite fun. A challenge, but a fun one. Let's head back to the... Go to the left hand panel now, so go to the... I presume it's going to be the EFB there, the electrical flight bag. Our nav source will be from the flight management computer. That's fine, that's fine. We have got a timer, so we can actually time our flight as well, which should be quite cool. Speed bugs will be 120. Yeah, wow, okay. So 120 rotates. Vertical approach, that would be 149, so we'll set that on as well. That should do. Minimums, we'll set our minimums when we are ready to come to land. So that's our left hand side now sorted out, and therefore we shall fly on the autopilot as soon as we're ready to, we're flying on navigation at least when we're ready to switch. Head over to manual speed control, and let's now set up the initial setup over here. So, cruising altitude today is flight level 390, 39,000 feet. How do you practice specific aircraft checklists? For me, I mean, when learning the airplane, I didn't really follow any checklists. It's all just a case of, I've flown a Cessna Citation Jet 4. It's all pretty much exactly the same thing, just apart from one added APU panel. So, they're very easy aircraft to fly these. Once you learn the process of one, you've learned the process for all of them. Thank you, Angelos, for the €2.29 left from Greece. Unfortunately, he's not a Citation Jet 4 today, so they are different aircraft on the pop-up, but, hey, we had that fun last time. But yeah, cheers for that, Angelos. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right, speed. Initial will be 250 knots. We'll set the flight director left and right. We'll set the vertical speed to initial 4,000 feet per minute. It's quite a steep climb out on this. Everything should be ready for startup very shortly. I believe the aircraft also does feature a reverse thrust as well. If not, then I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. No reverse thrust. Which makes sense because, well, the engines aren't exactly too big in these aircrafts. Will I be buying 3080? Probably. Probably 3080 out of the two cards. So I see... Well, I'm liking that for sure. Yeah, the 3090 is looking very good. Problem is, can I justify $1,400 for it? Probably not, but the 3080 at $800 I can definitely jump for. Right, so that's all set up. I'm happy with the aircraft. Let's turn on the APU and let's now prepare ourselves for engine starts. So we'll hold that. Also, before I forget, let's really refuel the airplane. So we'll be using a total of 3815. Well, that's in kilos. So, oh no, that's fine. So if we go up to 86% fuel, 33% payload, that should be our fuel source for today. Let's get the METAR information while we're here. And so I am using IVAO for our ATC today. If I should pop that up. So what I can do is I'll get the METAR for our departure airports, which is Mike Zulu Bravo Zulu. If we have a look, it's QNH1012, which I'm not sure does this aircraft switch between the two. No, I don't think it can, so let's quickly convert that. 1012 HPA in inches. 2988. So that's all set. APU is starting. You can hear the engine powering the back of the aircraft. Yeah, the fuel consumption is a bit wrong, so I've increased our fuel to a slightly higher amount of what I've been planned for, and so that should allow us to fly the entire flight without too many problems. AP is running. We'll turn off the external power now. We'll head over to the overhead panel. We'll set the recognition lights are on. It's going to be the pulse lights, I believe, which acts as our beacon lights. Yeah, because anti-collision lights act as our strobe, so that's fine. Alright, so let us now start up the engines and let us prepare to fly. Flying South Africa. South Africa is coming later. My next flight was always going to be this, and always going to be in Central South America. So start up the engine on the right hand side now, so engage starter, open the guard, and set the engine to run. It does have reversers. In the sim it might have reversers, but in reality Citation Jet does not have engine reversers. Because they are small form factor engines on the rear of an aeroplane, it doesn't have the space to fit any reverse thrust motors, and therefore not a feature the aircraft has. Same as Cessna Citation Jet 4. It has got reverse thrusters in the sim, but in reality, no it doesn't. What I will do also is I'll call the pushback type person. We'll move back slightly from where we are, just so we can kind of get a bit more clearance between them. Watch the engine number 2 start up and stabilise, so N2 is looking good, N1 has slowly increased. Echo Papa 07, the only other airport I know that has a waypoint like that is just off of runway 07 at Rzeszów. That's in Poland. Right, engine 2 is stabilised. Let's now do the same for engine 1, so set the switch, open the guard, and press run. Welcome there, Pilot Boy, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. So yeah, we're now for a slight pushback. We're running aircraft behind the yellow line here. That should give us clearance between us and the ground crew guy there. I love how you say Rzeszów. Rzeszów, Jasionka, isn't it? Something like that. Welcome there, Roik. Welcome there, Hazel. How you both doing? It should be a Cessna Citation Longitude. I mean, it even says longitude on the engine, so I'd hope so. Yep, new liveries pack are out. I'm going to be downloading that tonight. Right, both engines are running. Both engines are stable, so we'll shut off the APU now. Back to the overhead. Turn on the taxi lights. And we'll now go make our way over to runway 07. So parking brake. Make sure that's off. I like the parking brake of this aircraft, it's a handbrake. Stand unit find the car. Right. Flaps down 1 for takeoff. Increase throttle. Let's get going. Departure will be to the east, so for this left-hand turn. Welcome there, Cranium. Welcome there, Hans. Welcome there, Usa. How you all doing? Did I get an absence? Absence from what, Flash Frag? Have you tried flight change mode for descent in 74 and 78? I mean, does it have a flight change mode? I know that there is one in these small BizJet aircraft, the FLC button, flight level change, but I'm not quite sure about 74 and 78 if they have that. How's flight? Flight time is just over 2 hours today. Belize City to Panama City, 2 hours-ish. What do you work for? I do marketing and database support. Nope, no VNav, so we are flying with the usual manual control. I'll look into it then. If it has got flight level change, I will definitely look into it. Do you use an economy-based app? No, I do not. I have no intention of using MFS Economy. I've got no intention of using that other one that everyone keeps saying the name of. As it stands, I'm waiting now for SimConnect to arrive, and therefore I can use PAX. Right, so hot shot the runway here. To be fair, there is no real need to use anti-ice right now. There are no clouds, and the weather is rather warm at the moment, so there's no need to use it. A2C, we're using IVAO, but as it stands, it's all Unicom right now, 122.8. So left hand side, runway is clear. Right hand side, runway is clear, no one on the runway, no one approaching. we'll turn on landing lights, turn on the anti-collisions. That all looks good. When it's the runway, and let's get going. PAX. PAX is a passenger simulation. It's passenger and crew experience. It's an add-on by TFDI Design. Basically, it simulates the passengers and cabin crew in your aircrafts, as well as generates you end-of-flight reports, as well as the other extras as well. You're also able to talk to your passengers and crew. You can use your microphone to speak to them, and actually your passengers will then interact with what you've said, and it's a rather nice tool. I used to use FS Passengers a lot, but sadly, inevitable updates put you beyond P3D version 3, so PAX, close I've come to actually getting something similar to that. Right. Increase the throttles to 40%. 1 and 2 are stable. Aircraft's rolling. Let's get going. Knots. V1 rotates. Positive climb, gear up. Just go for a wing wave, why not? Everybody loves a wing wave. Alright, so we'll climb out. Push for around 4,000 feet per minute. We'll increase the throttle slightly so they don't go too fast. And well, as you can tell, I am using the refresh rate fix. And so, the aircraft may not be laggy. My panels could be a bit clearer. Right, increase the flaps. That sets the autopilot now, so autopilot's active. Navigation mode sets. We'll hold the climb now. That's 4,000 feet per minute. How are we doing? Not too bad. Not too bad today. It's nice and easy flights. Well, the initial bit of the flight is easy. The approach, like I say, probably going to be all hands on deck. Yes, the 3080 I am definitely having a look at. This is the premium edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator, yes. This is the premium edition. So Cessna Citation Longitude is included with that. Do I prefer this or the CJ4? I mean, both aircraft have their ups and downsides. I like this for its full modern panels and displays, but there is something about the smaller BizJet as well that I just quite like. I have played Infinite Flights, yes I have. At some point I will fly TAP Air Portugal for sure. So right now we are just passing Belize City, which is the former capital of this nation. A couple of years ago it moved. So after the 1962, a hurricane that went through the nation, completely destroyed the city, and so they've moved the capitals now further inland at higher ground. And yeah, everything's moved around since. Okay, for now, carry on our current heading. If I zoom out on the ND there, past through 10,000 now, so we'll turn off the landing lights. Frame rate's going to slow down a tiny bit. There we go. So I zoom out on the range meter here. Around 150 miles will do. Essentially that'll tell me when to start my descents. No multiplayer. I am flying with IVAO today, so there's no multiplayer turned on. So far, so good. About 10,000, so I can increase our throttle now. Use this chance to increase our speed. Potentially increase our descent rate as well to 4,500 feet per minute. It's a very, very fast aircraft this. Very powerful, very easy to climb. Should be rather good. I've already given you an answer, Thomas. I'm not going to say it again. Unfortunate spam. I swear I saw you playing golf. I have never played golf in my life, so so I'm afraid I can't really say that you saw me. Pan Am 320, no. Tends to fly aircraft that have existed at some point in the past, and Pan Am 320s haven't, so probably not. I did fly the Longitude a few times. Yeah, I've been actually uses too much fuel. So some of the fuel burn in the simulator is a little bit off compared to their real aircrafts. And so I know it uses a little bit higher fuel burn, and therefore I have gone to my fuel config and I've actually added some extra fuel just in case. But we should be alright in terms of our fuel burn today. We've got plenty of excess that should keep us going. Passing through 18,000. Bit of an upgrade from yesterday's cockpit. Just a little bit more room to play with. Most visibility out the window. Certainly enough to keep the airplane going. The scenery should be rather beautiful today as well, especially spotting some of the coastal islands and some of the beaches as well down below. So the majority of this flight does take us along the beach. Pass through flight level 210, 21,000. Make sure the barometer has been set to standard. Now flying over the Goshawk waypoints. Still slowly learning systems as aircraft. So for example, I'm not quite sure how you can zoom out on the central panel here. But other than that, most of the aircraft I've got a basic understanding of how to fly. It's not a very difficult one, that's for sure. Any aircraft carriers? Not that I'm aware of. What knots you at? I know how them planes go fast. So right now we are at a ground speed of 399,400 knots. So we are slowly increasing now. Once we get to our cruise at flight level 390, 39,000, it should start to increase speed afterwards as well. At some point I will fly American Airlines. At some point I will. I've been in the air now for about 5-6 minutes, so we haven't been in the air too long. We have just departed. The fact is, there is no approach. You go to the sim, you look at the airport at Panama, and well, there's no ILS frequency for the runway. You can't even select runway 09, so you're missing out on that. The database has nothing on Panama City. I know the reason why that is the case. I won't talk about it because I'm not sure if that breaks certain things with regards to the beta NDA. But yeah, I do know the reason why that is the case, and so it's basically just a case of hoping that the weather is clear. Right now it's raining, and well, hopefully I can just hand fly the aeroplane. Flight time is just over 2 hours today. Just over 2 hours. Ooh, hang on. If you zoom out, check the down right corner. So there's a touchscreen down there. Zoom in, check out the down right corner. That says 5 miles, yes. Click, and play the third knob underneath. I get... yeah, I'm not sure if I follow you, I'm afraid. You see it's 5 miles ahead of me. Third knob underneath. It's brightness. Hydraulic pumps. I'm not too sure. Did you know the Longitude has auto thrust? Just found out, does it? I don't think it does. Fairly sure it doesn't. Plus minus. Unless you're going blind. Oh, I see it. I see it. I forget these touchscreens are all integrated with another. It's a very smart aeroplane, this. That makes sense. Cheers for that, guys. You're all stars. bring up the throttle slightly. We're about to reach our cruising now, 390. To enable it on the thrust levers. That's Toga. Oh, who knew? Okay, well cheers for that. You guys are teaching me how to fly the aeroplane now. Fair play. In that case, we'll switch over to Mach units and we'll set our speeds.
Landing here. Landing here.
We'll go Mach 0.75 initially. Yes, 3080 will be a game changer and something I'm very excited for. So yeah, which case now waiting for it to actually come out and release. Right, so now cruising altitude 390. Again, thank you guys for teaching me how to fly the airplane. So you all know this stuff better than I do. You should all make your own YouTube channels. So next thing now ahead of us, well, it's just 2 hours of cruise at this point. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight as it is. Just be careful, the autothrottle killed you twice. Cheers for the warning. Yeah, so you can't fly into the red. Stick it to Mach 0.7, Mach 0.74 for today's flights. The 3080, the NVIDIA RTX 3080. It's the 30 series graphics cards is the latest coming out of NVIDIA right now. And so the 3080 is their medium high spec. You have 4 of them. You have the 3090, 3080, 3070, 3060. The top end, medium high, medium low, and low range. Price wise, they're looking rather good at the moment. So they are a lot cheaper than most people are expecting. And that's because they no longer use the... Well, it's 2 reasons. One, they don't use the NVIDIA Turing system anymore. Instead, they now use... Got the name somewhere... Pascal. So they no longer use Turing, they use Pascal. And therefore... Yes, it's top-end cards, top-end spec. Price-wise, it also competes with the AMD series cards. And well, it looks like these are going to be very, very powerful bits of spec. I'm excited. I'll definitely be picking up the 3080 myself. Yeah, so 3080 will be the flagship, as was the 1080 and the 2080. 3090 will be the overkill, basically. Yeah, $699, $700. It's about £600 in the UK, which is more than fruitful. Yes, Ampere and Pascal. I thought it was Turing before. Okay, I might have missed one. Yes, so it's Ampere, this one. The car's looking very good and priced very nicely. Feature like that aircraft, so you can see that success is our next waypoint, and our ETA for success point is 4 minutes and 10 seconds, so it actually counts you down towards the next waypoint. It's a very sweet little aircraft, this. Yeah, your 2080 Super costs $699. The standard 3080, I believe something like, well, I know it's twice the performance of a 2080 and about a quarter better performance than the 2080 Super. So again, it is up there. It is looking very good for its spec. Estimated time of departure, well, time of departure was about 10-15 minutes ago. Might get a 3070-450, which is about much to go. I mean, the 3070 as well, it's going to be a very good spec card. The 3060, so I fact it's going to be the bottom of the range of the 30 series. It's about twice as good as the 10 It's about twice as good as the 2060. Much better than the current 1080. Yeah, these new generation cards are looking amazing. Welcome, Doja Dog. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chats. Will you be able to bottleneck the 3080? Not for a couple of years. I mean, well, we'll see what Microsoft Flight Sim will be like, but we'll see. We'll see. Can you enable my cockpit view? Oh yes. So we'll jump up. Oops. We'll jump up. Just poke down the nose. There's not much to look at the moment, but we are slowly returning back to the land again. And then there'll be things to look outside the window. Flight time is just over 2 hours today. Yeah, both pilots wearing proper aviators today. Probably Ray-Bans. I should say flight level 390, 39,000 feet. Trust me, I don't plan to go 8K anytime soon. I might go 1440. I might pick up a 1440 monitor at some point. So I'll try and upgrade from 1080. I'm not sure about 4K yet. Monitors are still fairly highly priced. 1440 though should be a nice increase. Yes, I do plan to go for a full PC upgrade, so the new RAM, new CPU, new graphics card. At least with 3080, it means that I won't have to upgrade for about 10-15 years even, because it will run for at least a decade. You look at the current 1080, which was released in 2000 and... when did the original 1080 release? GTX 1080 released... May 27th, 2014, so 6 years ago it released. 6 years on, it's still a more than capable card. It runs most games no problem whatsoever. So I'm sure the 3080 will last at least 6 years, almost certainly a lot more than that. Do you plan to get 3070? I plan to get the 3080 graphics card. 3080. So slowly, we're now coming back towards the coast of Central America. Slowly. Back over the land again. Sporty yet luxurious looking aircraft. So the Cessna Citation Longitude is a... well, it's Textron's flagship. Not flagship, it's the second top BizJet from Textron. The top one is going to be the Citation X, which is the top flagship long distance fly around the world aircraft with no stops. This is one step below us. This is the sub flagship, and well, very respected, very well enjoyed by those who can afford it, that's for sure. Trust me, some of these aircraft that you're probably never going to fly in your lifetime unless you somehow earn your millions. Oh yes, I do plan to look at some of the NVIDIA videos tonight, just kind of recap on what the events had in store for us today. And we'll kind of follow along with what they've been talking about. So like I say, I'm definitely interested. And so it's just a case now of stepping back and actually taking time to watch everything now. Just adjust my camera views 2 seconds. That should be alright. Your dad's friend owns this aircraft, so you've been on it. Fair play, Brendan. You're one of the few people who have actually had a chance to fly on these things. Like I say, one goal in life is to fly private jets. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to hope that I know somebody who will one day drag us all on board one. But, we'll see. One of those dreams that will probably not come happen. Best of the world playing Microsoft Flight Sim. Cheers to that, Tommy. Much appreciated. Is there going to be integrated air traffic control? I mean, there already is one. It's that. Instead, I'm using IVAO today, so I'm using this for my ATC. Currently Unicom, there's nobody active right now, so probably tomorrow I'll try and fly the... Well, tomorrow I promised South Africa, so tomorrow I'll fly the South Africa route. On Thursday, I'll then jump back in the A320, and I shall take flight with that. Yep, that 2.5 degree nose pitch is more than normal for a jet of this size. Works for private jets, not expensive. Look for an empty leg, could be cheap as 800 per flight. Okay. Well, maybe there is a future in that. You can communicate with other aircraft in the vicinity. Just now, there is no aircraft in the vicinity, so if I could go to the TCAS screen and zoom out. So that's a range of 40 nautical miles, and, well, nothing. Later on we might see some aircraft coming in towards Panama, but as it stands, we'll have a look. Yes, so tomorrow I plan to fly from... I believe it's Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth. So that'll be my flight for tomorrow. Johannesburg to Port Elizabeth. We'll fly that in the Cessna Caravan. There's not the Cessna flying, just a slightly smaller version of 2 props. Sorry, 1 prop even, instead of 2 jet engines. Raising near at 20k, Meridian on 11. I mean, go back a month ago, I was on 3k subscribers. My channel's gone and sextupled in the last month. And so as we start September, hopefully it's now just a case of actually keeping numbers high. Yes, the Citation Longitude does have an APU. You can control it via the panel on the right there. Yeah, don't you worry, I'm always checking my speeds. Should be alright. Gonna be here to hit 1 million. I don't think we're hitting 1 million anytime soon. Not for a little while to come. You should have 50k by Christmas. You say that, I mean, now that Timbers are released and things are starting to slow down a bit, these next few months I'm expecting it to be a slight downfall in viewers, so less viewers, less subscribers, as things start shadowing out a little bit. Eventually it will stabilise and it will be higher than what I had before, but we've now peaked on this channel and it's now just kind of slowly returning things to normal. Turbines to deal with, nothing too major. And that's 200 miles range. If I zoom back in one, nope, that one. one is it? Well, there it goes. Yeah, if we zoom into about 150, that way, as soon as our arrival airport appears on the screen there, we know when to start our descents. Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. Take you along the Garden coastline. Oh, okay. In that case, Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. If you say it's going to be a better flight, then I can definitely jump onto that. Yeah, the Intel 10 series processors, regardless of what version you're getting, the 5, 7 or 9, they're very good performance and significantly better than a lot of what you get at the moment. So I'm not sure if I'll go for an i9 or an i5 10K, but we'll see how that we'll see how the pricing goes. So right now I'm just budgeting everything, and hopefully as soon as it releases in 2 weeks, comes out on the 14th I believe, so we'll see how that comes out in 2 weeks, and yeah, we'll see just how long it takes for it to all to arrive, how long it will be for us to actually get our hands on and start playing with the new system. I'm very excited for this, that's for sure. Welcome Melinkos, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Go for AMD Ryzen for the budgets. And that's the other thing, Ryzen cards are very good for streaming, while Intel cards are very good for speed and performance. So again, it's kind of seeing, do I go for perhaps a not as great but very good for streaming CPU, or one that is just stands out for everything. Yeah, standard, a big difference. Not a massive difference. The only thing that Deluxe and Premium Deluxe does is it gives you extra airports with high quality scenery and a few extra aeroplanes. And so, you get all the same airports, all the same sceneries and all that. You just lose out on a few hand-built Deluxe airports and a few extra airplanes that Sim provides for you on the Premium Deluxe. So I am running the full sim with all the extras and tweaks and all that. Otherwise, not too bad. Average FPS of 30, although if I turn off my FPS limiter, I go up to about 45-50. And this is on high settings, high ultra settings. How's it flying? Rather good at the moment. It's a little bit turbulent, a little bit bumpy in some cases, but so far so good. Yeah, cross shooting as well. High graphics, not ultra, running on high. I don't think the FPS fixes the issue, because going to the default flight planner also shows that there are no fixes in and out of Panama. Like I said, I know the reason why it's done that. It comes down to whether I'm allowed to talk about the beta and alpha. Ooh, a little bit of winds there. I see, it's a Panama thing. Yes, it is just a Panama thing. I mean, it doesn't recognise there being a runway at Panama either. Thank you there. And last for the Air5 Euro. Go for the i5 1060. It's 140 euros, same performance as the 9700. So like I said, I'm overlooking the i5, the i7. I'm not sure about the i9 because, well, the i9's again top spec CPU. But it's not cheap, that's for sure. Yeah, so flying to Panama City, the ICAO code is Mike Papa Mike Golf. Check speed. Speed is fine. Currently flying at Mach 0.73. So while we are on the high end of the speed there, it's not going to cause any problems. Yes, I will 100% be getting a 30 series cards, and it's almost certainly going to be 3080. And so, all the donations, all the ad revenue, all the fancy stuff that you guys have provided me in the last month since getting the sim, which I am super grateful for, all of that will go towards new PC funds. All of it will go to actually upgrading my system and giving you guys the content you deserve, because, well, as much as I can fly these aircrafts, if I can run sim better, it'll just make things so much nicer, so much smoother. And so, yeah, that'll be the plan for the future. Ah, welcome there, Espor Spotter. Welcome there, Elias. To second take day, not Elias, you're Christian. Why did I just say Elias? I'm thinking of a different person entirely. How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. How you doing? ETA around an hour and a half to go, 90 minutes to go. Welcome there, Ricardo. How you doing? You should invest for real flight lessons. I mean, at some point I plan to do an NPPR Type M. That is on the cards of the future. You remember finding my channel at 7k, look at you now. If you remember my channel at 3k, so a month ago, you guys the OGs, all you guys here, the newcomers, and all the second generation of Drawyah followers. Yes, so the 3070 is better than 2080, or the TI, titanium, and it will cost around 500. I'm looking right now at the $700 3080 when it comes out. Back, let's have a look. So, how can I move the aircraft dev mode? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Koki. thank you, Stein, for the 20 Norwegian krona. Thank you very much, man. Hey you. Hey there, Stein, how are you? With 95 9300, 1650. If you can overclock your graphics card, if you can overclock your 1650, you should be able to use the sim at around medium high spec. We are using auto throttle, yes. A second-hand 1080 for 250. I mean, you could buy a brand new 3060 for 250, so you can buy a second-hand 1080 if you want, but a brand new 3060 is around the same price. Oh yeah, it does. If you go to the throttle, that's how you disarm it. So then that's how you disarm it. Yes, it is. And so, well, I'm not sure if it has reverse thrust, although I don't think it does, being a small form factor engine on a rear-mounted jet. But it does include auto throttle as part of the systems. The Citation Jet 4, however, does not. CJ4 is a very basic little BizJet. I believe there is there not a 3060 coming? I know there's a 3070, 3080 and a 3090. I remember there were rumours of a 3060, but could I be wrong? Because I haven't actually seen the event yet. Let's have a look. Back at the events tonight after the flights. Oh, there's M37800 in the area. Let's have a look if they appear on TCAS. Probably not. No, they don't, too far away. Do you have any mercy? Mercy for what? What am I battering down? Thanks for that, Jasper, for the 50. Oh, 50 Danish krona. Thank you very much, man. Love channeled, got it recently. Really appreciate the content. Glad you do, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this stuff. Because I enjoy flying. I've always enjoyed doing these flight sims, and so for you guys to enjoy watching them as well. I mean, let's say, I've always had a pilot-passenger dynamic. I'm the pilot flying the airplane. You guys are watching. You guys are passengers on board this flight. Any merch? No, not at the moment. I don't know if I'll be doing any fancy merch or anything like that. Especially not at this stage. So the 737-800 will be a model of the 737-800. And so IVAO does come with its own set of models that it injects into the sim. So there are basically new AI models that are used for model matching in IVAO, and so the 737-800 will appear as a 737-800. If someone were to spawn in Panama, log into IVAO and sit yourself at the airport somewhere when I land, pick a random aircraft, say like a 737, because that one you know for sure is not in the sim yet, and you should then be able to see it. She tells us what's your ETA. Eventually, when SimConnect gets fixed, there will be an on-screen ETA. I've been speaking to CAG2, who creates the Fly Live tool, and with it, I'll be able to have the on-screen overlays which give you the ETA. So they are coming, just waiting for SimConnect to fix. Why did you turn VNAV on? Because VNAV doesn't work. There you go, simple answer. ETA stands for Estimated Time of Arrival. You know heading and VNav are two different things, right? You're thinking of... If you're talking about heading, that's going to be navigation, lateral navigation. VNav is for your altitudes and speeds. So, you have two options. You have VNav and LNav. VNav is vertical navigation, and so that controls your altitude, controls your speed, controls your pitch. And so, based on the FMS data, which at this case doesn't fully work, so you can see our altitude we should be at. Not so much speed on this, but essentially it controls your speed, your pitch, and your heading. Your LNav, your lateral navigation, controls your routing from waypoints to waypoints. So that controls your left and right, your banking, and your direction of heading. And so that controls your waypoints to waypoints. In this case, right now, heading from Bravo Tango Oscar to BNAS, we're at 129 degrees. Then, as we fly to Oscar Charlie 604, we'll be at 164. To Simon, we'll be at 101. And so forth until we reach our destination. So there are two separate systems, LNav and VNav. One controls your lateral, one controls your vertical. Yes, I'm from Britain, I'm from London. The only aircraft I have noted VNav does work on is the 787. It's not perfect, but it will control its climb, it will control its cruise. Just not the descent yet. A bit odd that what plane can do more than 747, because at the end of the day, 747 is an aircraft built in the 1960s, and has seen upgrades throughout the years, but it's still very much a 1960s plane. Yes, this is live weather. We're flying live weather and live time at the moment. I use the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. I use the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog stick and HOTAS Warthog throttles. I would try and set an ILS frequency, but Panama doesn't have one. So it'll be a manual approach into the runway today. I'm so glad we have got synthetic vision, because as it stands, the weather right now in Panama is raining with low visibility. So with synthetic vision, I will be able to at least track the airport and track the runway. And do we arrive? We arrive in about an hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes. How long does it take to train Flight Sim? I mean, I've been using Flight Simulators for 15 years now. I started off with FS 2004, then used FSX, then used X-Plane, then kind of used P3D before moving over to Microsoft Flight Simulator 20. And so I've been using it for about 15 years now. No, there's no meta information on the screens, there's no weather, no nothing, so I'm going to be using the IVAO panel to check my weather when we land. Yes, we are at cruise, cruising at flight level 390. No do trains, no do planes, can you do more? No, I actually don't do automobiles. I don't even have a driver's license at this point. I'm 21 years old, but because I live in London, I've got buses, I've got London Underground, a few stops away. I don't drive yet. Today flew from Stockholm to Madrid, almost at the mountains. Oh right, okay. Sounds like you could have done a slightly better flight there. No such public transport down in Cornwall. So yeah, you guys are lucky to even see what a bus looks like. Get a few trains, but a lot of them were closed down in the 60s as part of the beaching cuts. As it stands, I'm probably closer to getting a pilot's license than a driver's license at this rate. Yeah, faster with underground than driving in London, that's for sure. I haven't really noticed too many fuel consumption issues, but that's mainly because I've also loaded extra fuel before we started. And therefore, we've only used about half our tank for about half-hour flights. We've got a beach in London. Have a Google for the right supply though. Yeah, I've got a beach in London. Yes, I will be getting the 30 series cards. I'll be getting 3080. I do plan at some point in the future to do the NPPL Type M, so a microlight license in the UK. But it's just a case of when I'll be able to do it. You drive trains, but I have a license either. I mean, you almost actually drive proper mainline trains. I do a miniature railway I volunteer at, up in northwest London. If you go to my Instagram stories, I actually did a few videos on it yesterday, around the right supply the railway. My CPU right now is an i7-6700. What would I recommend for the 3080? Truth be told, I don't know. I'm going to look into a bit more detail tonight. Also have a word with my brother, who's also quite good at these kind of system specs and upgrades, so tonight I'll go into a bit more detail around it. Not sure about landing today. It depends on how well I can manually control the aircraft on the approach. If I can guide the aircraft in and head the runway rather nicely, then yeah, I don't see any reason why the landing would be pretty bad today. Yeah, 747's got perhaps a short life as a passenger jet, but it will live on for many years to come as a cargo plane. I mean, Boeing still have a fair few Dash 8 freighter aircraft on orders, and so while they're not taking new orders, they still have a few backlogs to clear up, which will a couple of years to build. Right speed for descent. So right now, well, in any flight sim, the rule of thumb is descend 2,000 feet per minute at 250 knots. We'll lose 30,000 feet in 80 nautical miles. So we'll send it around 100 miles from the airport. That will be nice and live for the Panama crossing. And then we'll bring the aircraft in for a land. When we reach our next waypoints, we reach, we're currently flying from Benes, so reaching Oscar Charlie 604 in about 32 minutes or so. So the aircraft does give you an estimated time of arrival for its next waypoints, so it's possible to keep a basic Docker aircraft tracking through that. We will then start our descent over the Panama Canal, which will then follow the entire length of, for making a left-hand turn out of the exit, and then into the approach for runway 01, sorry, at Panama City. I want to cruise at 450. Ultimately, because the flight plan told me to, I'm using SimBrief for my flight planning, so it has calculated that this is the optimal altitude both for the fuel and for the distance we're flying. I start my descent based on distance from the airport. So when we're 100 miles from the airport, then we'll start our descent. There you go, so your nautical miles from the airport divided by 3 is your flight level. Needs to be on ground speed, yeah, that's the full calculation, that's the full thing. Let me do a copy and paste of it. But, yeah, that's just, yeah, thanks for that. I'm going to steal that now. We've been flying for almost an hour now. So we are slowly reaching the midpoint of our flights. I landed at Dublin, thought we'd come and chill out here. How's it going? Not too bad, man. How you doing? Welcome to Skyam. Works like a charm, but watch out if you're in heavy jets. Use 4 and not 3. Oh, hi, cheers. Thank you very much for that, Renz. How do you know your nautical miles from the airports? Well, on the right here, we've got this display, which shows me 150 miles around the aircraft. And so, when the airport appears at the bottom, that means it's 150 miles away. We are using ATC. We're using IVAO for our ATC coverage. For now we're on Unicom. Ooh, hang on. Huh. Let's have a look. Where are they based? Sierra Kilo, Sierra Papa. That is Colombia, San Andreas in Colombia. So it's not somewhere we'll be flying anywhere near. It's somewhere to our east, so somewhere out there. I'm not doing too bad. We'll get you your PPL. Cheers. Yeah, here's that one guy's going to donate 80 grand on the promise that I go into flying school. Imagine this was a 3098. Yeah. I mean, with a 3090, I mean, that's current spec for a Titan, which costs about 6-7 grand. So to get that down to 1400s, good. When are you going to do a loop-de-loop? Perhaps when I fly the biplane that's it's constantly handing you something to stop the droop. Well, get yourself a reinforced case. Which reminds me, I'm actually going to probably have to buy a new case as well, because my current one's not going to fit this at all. Because that's the thing, I'm going to need new everything. New CPU, new processor. Well, the same thing, new processor, new RAM. Getting the 3080, we're going to need a new power supply. New case. The only thing I can really keep are the cables, perhaps, and the hard drives. Yes, I shall be getting the PMD G7 III when that comes out next year. Same here, we have as a proper SSD and a monitor. If you go plane spotting, where do you normally go? I don't really do plane spotting, but if there's a place I do go, it'd probably be Midway Avenue on Heathrow. Heathrow 27 left, it's a nice little road and park where you kind of watch the airplanes coming to land. GSX, not sure about release dates, but will be coming soon. Sure, who knows what, who needs to go plane spotting? We've got the Alpha India Group AIs and Sim. Yes, there is a way to delete the waypoints. If you press the delete button on the F and the MCDU, you can then click on the waypoint and it deletes it. Click on the delete button. Graphic settings are running high at the moment, high or ultra. Welcome there, Daniel from Italy, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. Got a few high-altitude clouds around us right now. Not too many, not too vast. Yes, if I'm not streaming, my FPS certainly increases. Oh yes, so once I got my new system sorted, I will definitely be doing an upgraded spec video with updated graphics settings, just upgraded everything going forward. Yeah, 3080 by far looking the snazziest at the moment. I'm not sure where I'm either trying to say something or is that just spam. I'll be getting the 3080 GTX, sorry, the RTX 3080. I am working. I do database support and marketing. No, I'd say the 3080 is looking like the bestie at the moment. Welcome Victor, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. Yeah, 2080 performance for 500, or for 700 you can get the performance of double the 2080. How do you say with reverse thrust with Warthog throttle? Yes, it does use over-the-top indentation, and I'm using the reduced thrust option for it. In the 4 minutes earlier, right, okay. Hope 3080 will make this gaming 48. It should do, absolutely. How can are you making your taxi be at 20 knots? Yes, so throttle is used to control your speed, both in the air and on the ground. Have I thought about becoming a real pilot? I'd like to do a hobby licence in the future, but not commercially. I don't have the £80,000 to spend going to flight school. So I plan to do an NPPL Type M, which costs about £6,000, and should give me some, well, gives me the option to fly aircraft below 750 kilos, G-Reg aircraft in the UK and France, which should be enough for me. I've had to fly. I've been using flight sims for about 15 years now. Yeah, so the hardware and the information box, that is my current spec I'm using right now. The 737 will release in Q1 of 2021. So it will release in January, February or March of 2021. And that'll be released by PMDG. So with PMDG 737 NG3, which is the latest in their series. No, if you buy the standard edition, there is no way to unlock the 787 unless you upgrade to the Premium Deluxe. True, Lapels are another option I could take. How short are you for an upgrade? As it stands, I'm not sure how short I am, because there's... But... Obviously, because I've still got to price everything up, so... I can cover the GPU, no problem. That's easy, I can afford that, no problem. I could probably afford the RAM without any problem as well. Possibly the CPU. The case and the power supply are the two big ones I'm looking at right now. Because with a case, you're going to need to get something a bit bigger now, because the system just needs it. Aircraft type does have the Cessna Citation Longitude. It's the C745. If you don't have 745, go for the Citation X, which is C750. Is that it? 1.5k you'd say that price is at? That's not too bad then. Better than what I was expecting, that's for sure. Don't save money on your PSU though, because right now I'm using just the power supply. I'm actually using some standard generic Dell OTM thing that my old system used to have. I'm very surprised it works so well, especially with 1660. Any guard PSU 750 800 watt will do the job. Oh, okay. Ooh, I'll look into that then. Yeah, there's a lot to look into with this stuff. I'll look into it tonight, look into it tomorrow. Yeah, 3090 is about 350, 3080 is around 300, 275 around. Cheers for that, Super Zorro. Glad you're enjoying it. They're from Germany. How do you finish the flight? You just land in taxi to the light candle. Press the escape key and go to the main menu, and let's end your flights. No, Microsoft Flight Simulator will not come to the Nintendo Switch. It will not come for PlayStation. It will be a Windows and PC Windows and Xbox exclusive. It's a Microsoft product, and so it makes sense to release it for Microsoft systems. Yep, just leave, and if you go to your flight log, which is under your profile, it then adds your hours to the sim. As long as you touch down, and as long as it registers a landing, then you're fine. You're free to leave whenever you want to, and your flight log will add it as a flight. Oh, that reminds me, motherboard. I'm probably going to need the motherboard as well, upgraded as well. Last couple of months, last 1 month exactly. My first video on Microsoft Flight Simulator was on the 1st of August. We're now on the 1st of September, so it's exactly 1 month since I did my first Microsoft Flight Sim video. And in that time, it's just been amazing to see how much you guys have supported me from start to finish. Regularly hitting over 350 viewers on my streams. Back when I was doing X-Plane, I was lucky to get about 30 viewers, so this is definitely a nice upgrade. I like it. The sim's fantastic. I've enjoyed the growth. It's been truly amazing. This last month, I've been blown away by the amount of support you guys showed me. So hopefully it'll carry on in the future. Hopefully it won't slow down too much. We'll see how that goes now the next couple of months. Because we have hit our peak, so yeah, we've hit the peak. It's now a slow trek down back to the forgotten lands again. Yeah, so yesterday we flew the Citation Jet 4. Today we find the Citation Jet Longitude. Mach indicator. It is there. Mach 7.0 0.74. Yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. We're also on Facebook as well, for anybody who wants to go to facebook.com/Drawyah. I've got one person viewing it on YouTube, on Facebook right now. Shouts out to that one person. You like the Citation Bravo? Interesting. Interesting stuff, Jamie. Yeah, so Citation Jet 4 and Citation Jet Longitude are very similar looking jets in regards that they're both Textron Cessna jet aircrafts. Ah, cheers for that, Mackley. In fact, there you go. So on screen now is a Citation Jet 4. And then below, Longitude, you see there's no winglets. The wing-mounted wings are... tail-mounted wings are high on the thing while they're low on the Jet 4. But apart from those two changes, so this is slightly bigger as well in size. Apart from those small differences, they are similar little aircrafts. Cheers for that, Mac. Your favourite ASMR FS channel. Interesting stuff. Everyone keeps saying I should do ASMR because my voice seems to be suited for it. In fact, I don't know. Whisper into the microphone for a little bit. I don't know, that's basically what it goes for me. Cheers for that. Favourite food, can't beat a Sunday roast. There's no cabin view in this aircraft. There is one kind of on the Citation Jet 4, but there's no cabin view on the Longitude. Do your home office job while listening to the flying sound background. Feel like you work in the aeroplane. I mean, sometimes I do listen to a bit of white noise myself just to calm down, but not ASMR. There's something about ASMR that I find frustrating. I don't get how people enjoy it, but then again, I do white noise, and some people don't know how white noise helps, so you are who you are. If something helps, then, well, good on you. Hope it helps you even more. There is a way to make your own custom positions, but in this aircraft, It's just a case of there is physically no cabin on the inside. It's just empty. But it is Hospital City custom use, yes, yes it is. That's that, perfect. Using FS2 crew, I'm still waiting for packs, just waiting for SimConnect to upgrade this week, and then it'll be packs for me. Not sure about Skydemon integration. I don't think of any alternatives either. Nothing yet comes to mind. How long's for landing? About an hour to landing. 1 hour to go. Any tips on how to get live weather to work? By turning on live weather. Pretty much. I can't think of anything else really. What is that on the tail? Anything in particular you're looking at on the tail? You've got wings. And that's about it really. Welcome there, Android Licious, how you doing? Welcome from Australia. Getting 4 knot winds at 270 live both turned on. That's just winds aloft, which isn't quite there yet in Microsoft Flight Sim. Meteor Blue are working on their winds aloft, and so that should be updated soon. How do you go live stream? Right now, every single day. From next week, I'm going to go down to 4 days a week. So it's my last week of daily streams, and then finally, I'm going to give myself a break, because I am very much in need of one right now. It's been fun doing these daily streams, but I'd quite like to get a bit of sleep these days, and so last month I averaged around 4.5 to 5 hours of sleep a night, which is definitely not a month. I've done 2 all-nighters. On 2 occasions I was up all night. In fact, 3 occasions I was up all night. 2 of them, the flights from London to Dubai. The third one was on doing the tutorials for the 7.4 and 7.8 landing tutorials, since those 2 were rather difficult to get done as well, but they were worth it. And they did help a lot of people, so I can't complain about the videos taking long, but they were tiring. Yes, the burnout has started to kick in now. At your age, 45 hours is easy. It is, but when you do an entire month of it, it does eventually start to creep up on you, so these nights more recently, since I'm doing shorter flights, I'm doing about 2-3 hours of flying now a day, so I've had more time to sleep, but I'd like to sit down and just sleep for a full 6, 7, 8 hours, and just have a lie-in for once, so soon, hopefully soon. But yeah, it's about an hour now to landing, 1 hour to go. Tomorrow we'll fly the Cessna Caravan from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. Very shortly we shall be crossing the border now into, I believe it's Nicaragua here. Not long to go over in Panama to Panama City. Yeah, 3080, whip everything to ultra, it'll look amazing, that's for sure. Costa Rica, yes. So currently over Costa Rica, about to cross the border. Ah yes, Meganto, one of our admins have showed up. So Meganto, Nels, Crizzy and Mo are the 4 moderators on this channel. They do pop in from time to time whenever they've got a bit of free time themselves. But for the most part, chat doesn't seem too bad. Do I play any other games or just simulators? So I do play Arma 3. Arma 3 I quite enjoy. Town of Salem as well. That's quite a nice one as well for not fast rate gameplay, but one to get your mind going. There's a lot of thinking you need to play at the Town of Salem, trying to decide who's what role, who's evil, who's innocent. A lot of fun, I enjoy it. Yes, I've always wanted to be a pilot, but at some point I will do a hobby license. I won't go commercial, but I'd like to do something flying in the future. Going through a divorce. Gosh, sorry to hear that, man. Oh, through your parents' divorce. Sorry, I thought your divorce. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I can imagine that is tough. It's not going to be easy, but you take care. I mean, if you're on Discord, if you want to chat, drop me a message. I'm always up to talking. Yes, so it is raining right now in Panama. And it looks like the rain will hold until we do touch down, so hopefully we'll be able to well, definitely spot the canal. We'll spot some of the ground as well. We can see that in ahead of us, the clouds are now starting to build up, so the clouds there will add to a little bit of a drop in visibility. Your Mortax, okay. Like I say, if you ever need to chat, man, feel free to drop a message. Specs right now, we're running an i7-6700 processor with 16GB of RAM and an NVIDIA GTX 1660 graphics card. I mean, I upgraded my 1660 about a year ago now, about 13 months ago I bought this GPU. Before then, I had a GTX 745, which is not so much a graphics card, more a graphics adapter, so compared to what I originally had, if I kept my 745, I would not be able to run Microsoft Flight Sim at all, so I wouldn't say I suffer from buyer's remorse where I've bought a 1660 and only get 1 year of use out of it, because it certainly has allowed me to play the sim as like a transition period before getting the 30 series cards, because when I bought this a year ago, I had no idea about the 30 series stuff. I had no idea about Microsoft Flight Simulator because it was not yet announced by them. And so it's served me well, the 1660. I do like it. As a graphics card, it's not super high spec, but it's new. It runs stuff no problem, and it does its job. It gets its job done. So I can recommend 1660, especially the Ti, especially the Super. The Longitude is faster than the CJ4. The Longitude is much faster, also flies much higher as well, and is more efficient, and is bigger. It's a bigger, better plane. I'm not sure you can in this aircraft, at least I haven't spotted it myself how I can change between inches and hectopascal. So at the moment I am just using inches. Perhaps it's something that I've missed, but I've not noticed it myself, and therefore I can't really tell you how to switch it, I'm afraid. You enjoy yourself, fuels up, you have a good flight. you run into fuel issues, Longitude, what do you do for maximum range? Minimum payload, maximum fuel. So at the moment, we've got 23% of tank left, which should be enough to guide us into land. But it's just kind of a case of constantly watching the fuel numbers. And so how do we set off with the original fuel amount according to SimBrief, which was £3,115? We would not make it. So I actually programmed about 4,500 into the aircrafts. And so we should make it without too many problems. Yep, slightly going fast there, so we'll slow the airplane down a bit. At 0.73. No worries, Jasper. You take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. So, as soon as we're flying over the clouds now, and down there, it does currently rain in Central America. Yep, we've now hit 18,000 subscribers, which again is a fantastic number. And one that I'd never have thought to ever reach, and so you guys have got my wholehearted thanks. The more time goes on, the more that you guys just show your support and love. It's just amazing. I'd never have expected it, especially from where I was a month ago as well. It's just been super amazing. Just how fast everything's happened as well. So there's your full cockpit view. If you stream 5 days a week, we hit 50k in no time. So the plan is I'll be streaming 4 days a week. I'll stream on a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturdays and Sundays I'll do an evening stream definitely. And if I've got the time and don't oversleep, I'll do a morning stream as well. But 4 days a week, 4 to 6 streams a week. So things to keep an eye out for. What I think of the 30 series cards, I'm loving them, and I'm absolutely going to pick up the 3080. That's 100% without doubts. Ooh, a little bit of turbulence there. The aircraft is really starting to bump around a bit. Ah, Antoine there, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Does 747 work well? If not, what's wrong? So 747, it's an interesting one because it's a big, heavy, hard brick wall of an aeroplane. And so it's not the most stable with Microsoft Flight Sim, especially if you start icing it up. And as a result, it works well. You just need to practice with it. You need to figure out what's the most you can do with it, and how can you use the autopilot to keep it stable. And so it's a good enough aircraft. You just need to practice. You just need to learn how to use it, basically. But once you learn the basics, once you know what you're doing with it, then it's a more than flyable airplane. It's fun. I enjoy it. So I've done 2 flights with it on stream. I've done the CL to Tokyo. I've done the Bangkok to Sapporo. On the Bangkok to Sapporo flight, I actually managed to lose control of the aeroplane. If you go to where I was flying over China in that one, I actually lose full control of the aeroplane and have to manually stable the aeroplane. Eventually, I get back onto autopilot, but yeah, it's one of those things where you need to know what you're doing. You need to learn it enough, and once you get a hold of the basics, then you'll be flying no problem. Thank you, Brandon, for another $2. Thank you very much there, much appreciated. That's the content, thanks for your engagement. Much appreciated, thank you very much. I mean, I could fly for 2 hours and ignore you guys, but what's the fun in that? You guys are watching me, so at the very least I'm here to answer your questions. Do London to London. We can do it at some point. At some point I also plan to do Australia to London, so Perth to Heathrow. Fly that in 787, 16 hours at least. Welcome there, EUK007. How you doing? Welcome to the chats. Following a sim brief flight plan, yes. We are following a sim brief. Yes, the 747 autopilot has got problems. All the aircraft have a few small autopilot issues. But again, once you practice them enough, you can fly them. No issues at all. I'm flying the Longitude right now. Perfectly fine. I've flown all the other jet aircraft in the sim, and I've had no problems with the autopilots. And so it's one of those where the more you fly, the more you learn, the better you will eventually get. ETA 30 to 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes till we land. You're a little behind, but if you need to zoom on the PFD, yes, if you're a little behind Bob and Scene, I mean, I made mention of that when we were taking off the aircraft, so about an hour and 40 minutes ago I asked how to zoom in and out. But yes, down below it's the little knob down here, which you can use to zoom in and out of the navigation display. But yeah, cheers for that, always appreciated. I don't use in-game ATC. Reason why is because I'm using IVAO for my ATC, so I use this tool instead of into my ATC. So right now, the only person that's online is some guy in Costa Rica, but not a station we're flying through. Belly landing, preferably not. Welcome, Mr. Crystal. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chats. We're using IVAO, not MatSim, IVAO. Mumbai Dubai, always an option as well in 787. Not sure about pilot to ATC, but I'm quite happy with IVAO. No issues with it. Which aircraft thinks the most well made? Probably 787. In terms of systems, it's 99% there. The only thing it doesn't have is VNAV descent, but everything else works to charm. Heathrow to Bangkok, again, another quite interesting routes. What flaps to take off? Flaps 1, so we've used the first notch of flaps to take off. South Africa Sun's a long one. That's about 16 hours? No, something like 12, 13 hours to fly. That's certainly some good scenery en route, especially over continental Africa. Yes, I've heard that comment. The CEO of Hey There, Drawyah here. Thank you, Matt's the Ginger. Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. 349 New Zealand dollars, thank you very much. Joyce, I recommend flight sim. What's your budget? Because, well, in terms of a yoke, if you're looking for the most recommended yoke at the moment right now, it'd probably be the Honeycomb Alpha yoke system. If you're looking for something a bit more on a budget, then probably go for the Cytec Pro Flight yoke. So both of those, very good yokes, very good to control, very easy. The Honeycomb comes with a few extra switches as well, and therefore allows you to have extra management of flights. The Cytec, okay. Nice to meet you. You too. That has never happened to me before. I mean, the systems haven't come to life either. Hang on, so if I go back outside again, jump back in. I hope this hasn't glitched. Oh boy, is this broken now? What? Okay. Oh wow, okay. Hang on, just confirm that it all works properly. Yeah. That's it. And that's it. It's now back to normal one. That's okay. And that's gone. It's all completely back to normal now. I can do what I was doing earlier. So they'll appear on the external model, no problem. That's all fine now. Go back into the interior. It's all completely normal again. I genuinely don't know what just happened there. The longitude can kill you in many ways. Oh, that's made my day. Wish that happens to you. I don't know what happened there. For a second I thought that the aircraft had... Well, I thought that the pilot model was a glitch. The cockpit I couldn't interact with. I'd have to save the flight. In fact, I'm going to save it now just in case. Citation we'll call it. Hopefully it's not interacts or affects our flight in any way, but that was different. We're not creepy like you, Ian. That is a bit creepy. There's no cabin in this aircraft, so there's nothing really to show you apart from just an empty model, I'm afraid. Pro tip, descend with manual throttle. Oh yeah, so I plan to go to manual throttle and pretty much idle it the entire way down. At some point I will do a comparison between X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. That is on my list of things to do, because my original 2 comparison videos, actually the original 3. So the original was FSX to X-Plane to Double Games Flight School. If you remember Flight School, that was a really an OG one. Then I did X-Plane to FSX. I've then done P3D to X-Plane 11. And then at some point I plan to do X-Plane to FSX to P3D. Sorry, X-Plane to P3D to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And see how that goes in the... see how that one goes, basically. Where else? Oh, okay. What's Toga for no reason? Okay, in that case, yes. I definitely need to send on manual there. Graphics card is an NVIDIA GTX 1660. Alright, back in 2 seconds. Just need to pop to the loo quickly. Back in 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Yeah, so weather right now looking rather clear at the moment, but as we descend over to Panama City, it will get a little bit cloudy for us. A little bit cloudy, definitely a bit rainy. So a few things for us to watch out for during descents. Flight time was around 2 hours today, but going to be a little bit longer right now. I expect to land within about 45 minutes. So not too long to go now. Less than an hour. If you're new to simulation, hang on, let me see what the messages I've missed. How to get takeoff with the aircraft still showing 320. Yes, if you're new to flight sims, practice with the smaller stuff. Practice with the Cessna 15172. Get the basics of flying, and then work your way up. I've been using flight sims for 15 years now, and about 5 years seriously, so once you learn the process of some of these aircraft, you do learn the basic process of all of them. I'm not aboard the A320, you guys are the ones that are bored. You're the ones always telling me that I fly it too often, fly something else, so yesterday flew the CJ4, today we're flying the Longitude, tomorrow flying the Cessna Caravan, on Thursday we fly the A320 again. Hopefully by then we'll have SimConnect upgraded, and therefore PAX will be able to use the passenger simulation, which I'm very excited to introduce into this. I mean, IVA was nice and smooth, just kind of relearn the process, it all works out fine, but PAX, trust me, if you guys know what PAX is and haven't listened to what I'll explain it, very exciting. I'm not overspeeding. If I was overspeeding, the speed indicator would be red. Currently in the blue, currently on the borderline of it. We're doing perfect right now. Can this run on a GTX 710? No. Gonna be upfront to you there. No, you're not going to run this on 710. Even overclocking, you're gonna get maybe 2 FPS, 3 if you're lucky. If it even starts. You're wrong there, because it looks in this. Yes, so the. Well, first of all, your friend's a billionaire. How much do you get out of it, and how much can I get from it as well? So yeah, the Dassault Falcon. It's a BizJet, similar design. It's just a tri-jet. So instead of 2 engines, there's a third one that gets mounted on the tail there. Like I said, the RTX 30 series cards I'm very excited for, and the 3080, I'll be picking that up. We've got a Mac. We've got our indicator Mac here, so sorry, our selected Max speed, which is what I've got on the autopilot. But nowhere else do I see a max speed indicator. Currently ground speed 407 knots, target airspeed 437. But I don't really see any other indicator of Mac apart from my altitudes, my autopilot selector. PAX. So PAX is Passenger and Crew Experience by TFDI Design, and what it does is it simulates the passengers and cabin crew inside your aircrafts. It also allows you to speak to your passengers and actually interact with them with your voice, as well as other little features as well, so end-of-flight reports, landing setup and all that. It's a very comprehensive tool, one that I do recommend you look into. And so once SimConnect updates, and therefore FSUI PC no longer lags out, I will then be able to use it in the sim without any problems. PAX is available for everything, so it's available for FSX, P3D, X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Or at least it will be able for Microsoft Flight Sim until after SimConnect updates and removes the lag. Yeah, that thin line between airspeed normal is same for your PC being normal and blowing up because of Flight Sim. Yes, it's just this close between normal and all hell breaks loose. How long's the landing? 35 minutes. Glad you found tutorials helpful, David. Glad you found them helpful. Much appreciated. Glad for telling me. Welcome, Archie. How you doing? Got a day off, so finally made it for a live stream. No worries, Archie. How you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Yes, on my Instagram post yesterday, I dropped a few videos of me driving the train yesterday, so at the moment I can only do shunting work, I can't do mainline, I can't do passenger trains. From October I start my training, so from November I should then be able to start my passenger train driving. But for now I can do just empty yard shunting and empty coach dock movements. No worries, Brendan. Your dad will see you next month. I mean, that's business. If they can earn a buck and enjoy themselves at the same time, then why not? No badge standings just yet. Cheers to that upper floor. Much appreciated. Thanks for coming with sponsor. Much appreciated, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, no plans yet for the emergency landings. Maybe we'll see you one day, but for now, not yet. Yep, just in time for Flight Sim. I'm very excited for that series stuff. Yes, premium content got fixed. Mine got fixed as well, so I presume it was just a small glitch that happened. For some reason we couldn't access it, but yesterday my stuff got fixed. I think most people as well, so that's been fixed as well. Okay, so Panama is now around 150 miles away from us as the crow flies. Take into account the heading, that's maybe 200 miles. So, not long now till we descend. We start our descent in about 4-5 minutes. No, there's no F380 yet, and none have been confirmed either for production, so as it stands, not yet. Have they emailed you about it? Let me double check my emails then, perhaps I may have missed something. Was it a personal email because you've complained, or was it just a general email saying like, sorry for that, here you go? I'll double check. Yeah, some airports have Easter eggs, but not all of them. For example, also, if you ever go to the head office of Asobo, so if you go over to Bordeaux, if you go to Bordeaux in France, you go to the head office of where Asobo are based, they've also got a few Easter eggs down there as well. No, Zabadell. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the watch. Stall it. Probably not. Not today. Preferably not ever. Brighton Chelsea at 160. Bet 699 for 3080 and make it a 3090. We'll see. I mean, I've got good hopes for Chelsea next season, but it's still in pre-season friendly at the moment, so... And I'm not sure if I'm going to bet 700 quid. It's a good odd, that, though. 160, that's a good odds. No, it's not my full-time job. Streaming for me is just a hobby, a side thing. Let us now start our descent into Panama, so we'll switch off the auto throttles. We'll idle the throttles. Okay, not quite, because I'll the landing gear warning. We'll select the vertical speed and push down now to about 1,500 feet per minute. Altitude, we'll scroll down. say that's about 10,000 initially. Should go down to 15,000. Try and keep the aircraft around 250 knots. In fact, you probably turn the auto throttle again. And just manually. So you go down to 250. Alright, Mac mode. There we go. Cool. I support Chelsea. Thank you, Rand. Glad you're enjoying the watch. ATC clearance, well, it depends on if anybody tunes in on ATC with idea right now. If they don't, we'll do it all on Unicon. We'll contact through chats. We're on Unicom right now, so we're clear to send as far as we want. So that we keep contact with other aircraft using Unicom as well. Favourite place I visited in real life? I like Limnos in Greece. I like Lappeenranta in Finland. I quite like Klagsdotten in Oslo. I think those three are my three favourite places. If you go to my flights from Mallorca to Leon, that one does have voice ATC. For now, there's just no active controller right now, but I have had a few flights in the past with voice ATC. They do exist. Just got to find them. So if I was to go to fly to an airport right now which have ATC, I could use chats. Although it really comes down to what day of the week you're doing, so weekends are better than weekdays, and also who's controlling which airspace. I've never been to America. I should have gone in May, but because of COVID, that flight got cancelled. I should have flown the 747, British Airways. But, I was racing down the streets. Yeah, should have flown 747, but that got cancelled along my trip to America. I'll see how it goes in the future. Yeah, the 3070 looking rather good at around $600. So, as it stands, I'll probably be going for the 3080 myself. Wouldn't you call it a nice car? Sounds like a fart cannon. It's just a ricer. Favourite airline? Probably Ryanair. Controversial one, but last year I flew them 22 times, in which only on 2 or 3 occasions we came in late, and on 6 or 7 of them we landed within, well, over 10-15 minutes early. all good now. Thumbs up. Perfect. So we'll continue our descent. So our altitude now to 10,000, so I'm quite happy with our current rate of descents. Okay, not minus 2,000, that's not going to happen. We'll go down to 6,000, so we'll set out for the altitude now. Oh no, I'm not showing for FPS. I mean, the sim right now is perfect. That there is the refresh rate fix, and so what it does is, depending on how much lag your sim, I guess, generates, what it will do is it will slow down the digital displays, and so unfortunately the displays will be laggy, but the sim itself will at least run smooth. It's a small sacrifice, but one that I am willing to make to ensure that at least we're still running at 30. Okay, not right now. Give it a second to update. Any second now. So presumably it's now loading the scenery at Panama. Now it's taking a bit of a hit. But in a second it will go back to 30 again and then run smoothly. But yeah, this sim needs a bit of work when it comes to its stability. There it goes, back to 30 now. Nope. Take your time, sim. Take your time. Well, we'll continue our descent. We're not too far from Panama now, so should get ready to bring the aircraft in a couple of minutes. There it goes, back to 30 now, running silky smooth. So as long as everything else is running smooth, it will just be the displays that's quite laggy, but I can live with that. Right now we are flying over the Panama Canal. So that's the entry point. That brings you down to the Atlantic. And over there, that'll be Panama City. And that there is the exit point for the canal. So at this stage what I'm going to do is select a manual heading. Go to the south 180. And we won't turn it on just yet, so allow the aircraft to descend, but at some point we need to get ourselves into position, ready for the manual flight into the runway. Let's get the METAR information for the arrival airport, so Mike Papa Mike Golf. QNH 1009, which is... (2976). Scatter clouds at 900. Should be alright for this approach. Right, we'll go to manual heading now, so switch over to, whoops, shit, I'll go down to that. Heading will select, so we'll leave navigation mode. Altitude, bring down to 4,000. No need for landing gear, that's just the fact that we're on idle throttle right now. If I turn that off and just increase the throttle ever so slightly, we should then be alright. So we'll leave it off the auto throttle now, we'll fly it in manually the rest of the way, the throttle. The airport is just there on the left now, so not too far to go now. Cheers for that Moondale JPEG. Tip the pilots. Cheers for that, man. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. So good. So now, reaching Panama City. See all the skyscrapers there on the left-hand side. And also, let's spot the exit point for the canal. The airport is somewhere over there. So that's not the airport there. That's the there's a military base somewhere nearby. Just there. I don't think that's the airport. No, it's not. We have to fly a little bit more to the east to get to where we want to go. Through 10,000. And that's on. Let's decrease our descent rate now. So hopefully, our frame rates will be able to survive this right now. It's only a bit of a heavy one. If all goes to plan, it should be alright. Couple of moments we'll start a left-hand turn. Yes, we are flying off course right now because we'll be landing on runway 01 here at Panama City, so it'll be this runway over here. There's no guidance systems, no ILS, no nothing for this airport, and therefore it's just a case of manual vectors before bringing the aircraft into land. Passing through 8,400 now. Okay, left-hand turn. Slide to 090. Descent rate will increase to negative 1,000 feet per minute. Now the first stage of flaps. Decrease our altitude to around 2,000. So far so good. There's an airplane down there. You can see the flashing lights for it. So there's some traffic in the area. Looking quiet at the moment. Passing through 6,000. For the second stage flaps, wait a couple more moments for landing in approximately 6 minutes. The runway we should be able to spot to our left hand side shortly, although presumably it's right underneath that bit of cloud right there, so visibility will be nice and fun for that. Let's make a left hand turn shortly. Through 4,000. There's an aircraft at Panama right now there. I'm not sure which aircraft type it is, but definitely looks commercial. Left hand turn now. Fly essentially to the north, so up to 0. And we'll do that until the runway comes into sight. There it is, okay, so I'm going to just make a right hand turn now, go clockwise with a 360-degree turn. I can now see the airport, so slightly to the right of it. And so I'll use this as an opportunity to manage our descent, kind of at a slightly better angle. Thus. Note south, Drawyah. Manage your speeds. You're on auto throttle. Sorry, a manual throttle. Right, so we'll hold it around 200 knots-ish. See, even I'm not perfect with these airplanes. The more you practice, the more you learn, the better you'll get at these, but eventually you'll get one aeroplane that does you. So down to 270 degrees. Zero. Now reaching 2000. Got the runway in sight. Okay, just around that hill there. So turn off autopilots.
Autopilot.
Second stage of flaps.
Landing
Landing
gear.
gear down. Runways in sight. Got full visual of the airport and runway. Flaps down for landing. Increase the throttle slightly. It's just some fine adjustments to guide the aircraft then. Right, short final. Touchdown. Reverse thrust sets. A little bit bumpy. But given that it is a very short runway here, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's exit runway now. Let's get ourselves off the runway here. Floaty butter. A little bit bumpy there towards the end, but I'm not complaining. I mean, this is the first time I've flown this airplane. This is the very first time I've actually landed the Longitude. Before now, I have never flown this. I've never landed it, so I'm not complaining. As long as you can walk away from it, it's a more than viable landing. Right, make a left-hand turn. Flaps up. Landing lights off, pulse lights off, anti-collision off. And so it's going to be a short taxi now. Went over to one of the jet stands here. Before we end the stream, we'll also go to the drone cam. We'll have a look at some of the scenery in the city. I'm sure with a lot of the custom buildings here, it's going to be a rather beautiful one. But we'll have a chance to look around. You can do if you push and hold the F2 button on the keyboard. F2, you can use reverse thrust. But you have to hold it. Push it and hold it. Yeah, Citation X would have been quite nice. We'll go for 5,000, but well, I'm not complaining with the Longitude. It's more than joyous aircrafts. Flight time was 2 hours and 10 minutes in the end, so pretty much bang on the estimated flight time. Just looking at that minivan doing circuits back and forth on that one short bit of road there. That's a Navianco apparently, a Navianco 320. Tomorrow, around 7:30, 8 PM, I'll fly. I'll be in the Cessna Caravan, flying from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. You can see some skyscrapers in the distance over there. So like I say, once we get to gates, I'm going to shut the engines off, which reminds me, we'll turn on the APU. Taxi over to stand, get the aircraft into ground. We'll then use drone cam and we'll have a look at some of the skyscrapers in detail. There's one BizJet over here, so around here is where we shall be staying the aircraft for the nights. In fact, there's a space right there between the BizJets and the Cessna Skyhawk, so I think we're going to use that. Thank you, ground crew, for standing right there. And stop. Make ourselves a little more central. Ooh, we just about missed the wing there. Parking brake set, yeah, I think we'll leave it there, just before I go and cause any more damage. Parking brake sets, engines off, APU is running, and hopefully in a short bit, we'll see the external power comes to life as well. Turn off the taxi lights, turn off the recognition lights. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Panama City. What do you mean not great, Scott? This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Here in my Cessna Longitude, next to that poor man's Cessna CJ4. But yeah, good fight overall. I very much enjoyed that. Very enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. We'll increase the speed of drone cam. And so, before we end the stream, let's have a look. So I thought there was another anchor over here somewhere. Although that might have been the yeah, it might have been IVO traffic and therefore probably now disconnected. There's the well, here's the main facilities. Over here you've got the actual airports. It's quite an interesting one here at Panama. It's an interesting airport layouts. And to our lefts, well, we've got first of all this beauty of a structure. This giant apartments building tenants. I can imagine just buying apartments and getting the top floor. This will be your view every day. I can imagine this is not an apartment, it's something a bit more fancy than that. Oops, someone's really beating me to... Cheers for that, Meganta. I'm not quite sure what that was all about. Oh, right, yes, I remember this guy making some joke about Mexican people climbed the border into the US. Did not appreciate that, and so I removed them. Yep, we have landed now, and we're just going to spend a couple of minutes just enjoying the beauty here down in Panama. Some of the custom skyscraper models that the Cyber guys have included. Oops, with that one there. Yeah, it's very nice this. Very nice indeed. We've even got this copycat hotel from Dubai. Just without the helipad at the top there. I love the level of detail. I mean, right down to these buildings, it's just so nicely done. What Sobo have created is truly amazing. It's like, if we go down to the ground level, preferably not... Well, it's actually ground. Let's go find us a ground somewhere, so somewhere towards the city. There we go. We look up. It really does feel like you're standing right now in here in Panama City. Oh, that is a very nice building. Someone mentioned the spiral building. That is it's interesting. It's all glass. It's all wow. Okay. Just the way it reflects the lighting as well. Very, very nicely done. I mean, you've got Google Earth. When does Microsoft release their own Microsoft Earth product? And basically, it's just a movable world out of Microsoft Flight Sim. The level of detail you're just getting this is seconds to none. No Flight Sim compares. I don't have a Cessna Citation tutorial yet, but if people are interested, it's something that I can start to do in the future. But for now, I think we're going to an end. GTEP, it's an NVIDIA GTX 1660. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight today. If you did, then do leave a like, do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you again for the amount of support you've shown me recently. It's been second to none. It's been amazing, and I do thank you all very much for it. And yeah, you take care. Have a good one. Tomorrow, flying the Cessna Caravan in South Africa. But until then, you take care, and I'll see you in the morning, or see you in the evening. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. Oh wow, it's actually before midnight. I might even get to bed early tonight. A long time since I've been doing that.